Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. Man, I like the sound of that. Welcome to Wednesday. I changed the day, I changed the time. I didn't change me. I'm the same old Ken. So, new day here. Wednesdays at 12 noon is when I am going to be doing the Ken versus 10 show so that I can be ready for yard sale season. Normally, I was doing the show on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. and it's the weather. The weather's been cruddy this week, but yard sale season is coming around, and we will say hello to my cousin Susan is here. It's lunchtime. Oh yeah, you're on lunch now. You'll get a chance to spend a few minutes while you're eating your what's for lunch today, Susan? What you having today? There, are you eating the school lunch or do you pack your lunch? I need to know. Everybody needs to know. Everybody's wondering what's Susan having for lunch today. But again, welcome to the new day, new time, Wednesdays here on Ken versus 10, where I am taking on my death pile, which is just enormous, and trying to beat it down. 10 listings at a time. I'm going to list 10 things today on the show, see if I can sell them before next week's show. And we keep a running tally on that throughout the week on Instagram when I post things that I might have sold. And there is my mother is here, my mom and pop watching next door. And Nicole finally caught your show. Good to see you, Nicole. Nice to have you in. See, changing the date, changing the time. You get some new viewers, a little bit of new audience. And Nicole was here. Nicole's not a new friend. Nicole's an old friend. Supports a lot of shows out there. Let's see. And Susan saying hi to my mom and pop. Susan is my cousin. Susan is my cousin there. Always represented well with my family. Here when I'm doing live or putting out videos or Instagram, whatnot, all of that stuff. Definitely appreciate everybody. So today I'm just doing a straightforward Ken versus 10 show. I haven't done one of these for a while. I've had some special guests on. I've had just some things where I haven't actually listed items on the show. I talked about getting ready for whatnot show. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. That was fun, and some stuff coming up with that. And no mac and cheese review today. Normally I'm doing some sort of a mac and cheese review, but I like to spread those out a little bit. I have one ready to go. Just decided, straightforward Ken versus 10. Maybe if we picked up a few new viewers here on a Wednesday episode, they kind of see what I like to do normally on Ken versus 10. But I have one ready. It's in the can, as they say, ready to go. I'll give you a little sneak peek though. It's going to be the Bob Evans Farm Fresh Goodness. It says it right there on the package, Farm Fresh Goodness. It says America's #1 macaroni and cheese. We're going to find out about that probably next week. That one was suggested by Alicia, the inked picker, had told me to give that a try and put that up against Kraft macaroni and cheese, which I always have a box right here. And I don't have one. I didn't eat it. It's just, I think I shipped it out is what happened, is why I don't have it. So welcome again to everyone. And I'm going to, what else is going on here? Man, like I said there earlier, the weather is just been up and down. You'll get a warm day and then it'll be cold. Today we're expecting more rain, snow mix tonight, and then a rain snow mix all day tomorrow. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that just prolongs the yard selling season. I'm anxious. I'm ready to get out there. There has been a few here and there, and there might even be some this weekend. I haven't really looked. I kind of have a busy weekend this weekend, so I haven't really paid attention to what's going on out there. If there are any sales, I'll check them out and see what happens. So and getting ready for the eclipse next Monday. Oh, here we go. Chris Cajun jumping in the chat. He's cursing. He's using the bad language with the S word, jumping in there with yay snow. Folks that don't live in snowy areas or that get snow, they enjoy snow. They think that it's neat. They think that it's cool. It's fun to see. But when you have a whole season of it, well, there's almost like 3 seasons around here. It's either like summer, which seems to only last like a few weeks anymore, and then it's cold because my philosophy: any day that it is below 65 degrees in a 24-hour period, that's winter. So even, you get into spring, fall, it's pretty much always winter for me. Oh, your nephew Andrew was at an estate sale this morning. Yeah, see, I missed out. I haven't looked. I've got so much stuff out there in the garage. Jill's been cleaning out her basement and bringing over tons of stuff. Been kind of organizing, trying to get a balance between doing Whatnot and listing on eBay, which is the main platform that I'm at. So I did start selling on Whatnot last Friday. Jill and I did our first show on Whatnot, and that was fun. It was just a blast. We had a really good time. It was really well attended. A lot of support out there in the community from YouTube and from Whatnot. We had fun. I sold some stuff. I was very appreciative of that, to sell some items and get a few tips along the way. And so we got another one coming up this Friday. Is a big raid train that is going on. I'm going to throw up a little graphic right here. Travel the U.S. Whatnot style, the Midwest. I am in the Midwest group. And that's organized by Flippin' Mimi. If you're on Whatnot, go follow Flippin' Mimi and Jen's Multiverse and Paul Philly Flipper and a lot of the other folks in that community. But they're doing a whole like raid train. It's like 4 days. They got West, Midwest, North, and South areas. The Midwest that I'm in is on Friday. And so at 6:20 p.m. is when that show, I'll put that little thing up there for a little bit, is when that is when my time slot is, and it's only 20 minutes. Everybody gets 20 minutes. You're supposed to kind of introduce yourself, tell what area you're from, tell some interesting facts about your area, and do some giveaways. There'll be giveaways on everybody's show all day. So we got that going. Chris is saying, or Nicole says, I'm downsizing my death pile too. I am in walking distance to the bins, so it's a problem. Yes, we have a Goodwill bins. It's only like 5 minutes from my house. 6 minutes, I guess. If you're being technical, it's 6 minutes. And I don't go over there a lot right now because I have so much stuff. And I'm not sure during yard sale season how much I will do of the bins, but it is a great resource, and it's very addictive when you go over there and start digging through the piles. You can spend several hours, but what I was finding is every time I go over there, I'd spend a whole lot of money, and then it just gets piled into the death pile. So I'm really trying to kill down my death pile, which is what Ken versus 10 is about. Now now Wednesdays, that's not the only day that I list. I try to list stuff on a regular basis when I can, and because you got to keep that going. How many sales, just curious, Chris says, how many sales on Whatnot were from people you didn't know? There were a few. A lot of it just really good support from the people in Whatnot, people that I've met on Whatnot, or more importantly, people that Jill has met on Whatnot that came over and really supported But there were a couple of names. I'd have to look it up and see exactly who they were that did buy things. But yeah, very well supported. And I do have the realistic expectations that when you do your first show, you do have a lot of support out there that comes. You advertise it and people want to come and see and support you, and they'll buy some stuff for a couple of bucks, which is great, and makes the show fun. But I do know that going forward, it's probably not, if I'm not on some sort of a raid train where you kind of get that audience that gets pushed over to you, that I'm going to have to build this, or Jill and I are going to have to build this on our own, start to get support, and there's going to be some pretty thin shows where I don't sell a whole lot or don't sell anything, and I'm looking forward to that. But I like to be live. I like to have fun, and that's going to be the main thing. The selling, if I make a couple of bucks, that's great. But the selling and just kind of being on there and associating with folks like Amanda. The Fireball Flippers is here. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. AK, the Eclipse lady. Yeah, the Eclipse is coming up. Cajun Reseller is Chris. Chris Cajun Reseller. He's from down in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. Hence the reason he enjoys snow or wants snow, because he doesn't get any. We were talking about the Eclipse, so the Eclipse is money. Look at these cool Eclipse glasses that Jill had got for me. They look like an alien head. I'm not sure why I need an alien head to look at the Eclipse, but I don't know if you've seen the Eclipse glasses. You can't see anything through these. I'm not sure, it's the UV light that comes from the sun that will show through here, but I've got these bright LEDs right here in front of me. I mean, they're literally 24 inches away, and you cannot see those lights through these glasses. And we're excited around here because in my town, we are one that's in the path, what they call the path of totality. People will be able to see the eclipse, kind of all over the United States, but only a little bit of a sliver of it, or it's not really going to have, full darkness. They'll get glimpses of it. But we are in the path where we will have the full eclipse, and that only happens every, 40, 80, 100 years, something. There's eclipses like every year, but you don't always get to see them in their total form. So I'm really looking forward to it. Full-time flippers, that is most likely Chad is in here. They had a new episode of their Full-Time Flippers podcast come out Monday early. Go check that out. They were taking phone calls on that episode. I think that was the one. Was that the newest one? Good afternoon. And Roman is here. Good thing that severe weather in Ohio didn't do anything bad this time. Yes, agreed. We got a ton of rain, but none of the high winds, all of the tornadoes. It was good not to have to deal with any of that. Let me see, what do we got here? Nicole, Marco Polo set new Guinness World Record in length. Marco Polo, that's a wait, is that a Discord group that Roman and a bunch of folks have together? Silver Hair Stacker is here. Good morning. I'm getting behind on the chat here. Yep, they're entertaining. Yes, glad the bad weather ended. Hey Ken, editing this week's videos and listening to. Now you're usually doing those videos on Thursday, Mike, when I would have the show on Thursday. Do you pretty much have to edit every day, or what's up with that? Kristen is here. Hey Ken. Kristen, a rural squirrel, is also on here, I've been seeing some of her content here. She's also selling on Whatnot, I would imagine. Kristen, are you in the Midwest Raid Train? I didn't pay attention to all the names on the list. I can remember when I lived in Ohio back in early 2000, there was a total eclipse, and I went outside and put a bucket of water on the ground, and you could see the eclipse at the bottom of the bucket. Interesting. A safe way to view that, I would imagine. Yes, the latest episode of the Full-Time Flippers podcast, that one with the phone ringing in the middle, that was good stuff. Oh, so, well, look at that. Mike is changed the day so he can edit while listening to me. Well, hopefully I make a good editing background for you. Apparently so. Marco Polo is an app where you send live videos. He's mostly joking about how long that you talk. Roman wins. Oh, yeah. Roman wins for sure when it comes to talking. Especially you watch him on his Saturday night show, Anytime Picker. Go check out Anytime Picker Saturday night. Was a good show last Saturday with Andy Sometta was the guest on there. 9:40 a.m. is Kristen on, again, I talked about the Midwest. Travel the U.S. Midwest on Whatnot. Kristen is 9:40 p.m. on that show, and I am at 6:20. Smash that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Nicole's right. Marco Polos are 24 hours long in length. Kristen watches my Marco Polo in 100 times speed, and it still takes her 10 hours to watch them. I've not heard of the Marco. I hear that, Roman, I hear you guys talking about the group that you have together, and that sounds pretty fun. I love just the whole community of YouTube, of resellers, and just a really, really good time. So it's always fun to hear your stories of the stuff you do in the background. So I am going to list some stuff today on the show. We're just going to start out small. Something really quick right here. I always like to pick up these Angry Birds plush. This is from 2010. This is one of those ones it was like kind of like a giveaway thing, not for retail sale, I guess I should say. But I picked these up depending, and they usually sell pretty good. This one's just a 5-inch one, but only about $9. If you get some of the little bit bigger ones, you can get $15-20 out of them, and depending on the character. This one's a pretty common figure right here, but we're going to list that and get one under our belt already here on Ken versus 10. New day, new time, same Ken. So I'll put that guy right over there. So we are off and running already. Let's do another one here real quick. Keep the flow going, keep the energy going. How about this? Vintage Big Boy. Frisch's Big Boy. Did anybody ever eat at Big Boy? We used to have one here in my town, and it's changed over. This is a bank. He's got a slot in his head right there. And I guess it's a bank. You could stick anything in there. Secret documents. You got some secret documents. You put them in the Big Boy. Who's going to expect that? But it does have the stopper in it right there. Very clean. This came from Jill. And I am going to list this guy about $20, $19.99. I've seen them like go $15 to $20. And so I'm going to get him. Wait, is that right? Yeah. I'm going to get this guy listed right here. The Big Boy bank. He's like kind of a hard plastic and very clean for the age. So that's two on Ken versus 10. Yeah, Big Boy has closed almost all. Yeah, Austin Powers. Yeah, when his like rocket ship or whatever was like the Big Boy. He's floating. $1 million. Mini Me. I love Mini Me. Yeah, we used to have one. Okay, we used to have a big boy, and they had the big statue where the big boy was holding the hamburger up on the tray. And every time we would go in there, because some buddies of mine, we used to go out there. They had a little area in there where they also had a couple pool tables and stuff. And so we would go there and play some pool and just kind of hang out and eat food. And we'd kind of do that later on the weekend nights. But every time we would go in, we'd put like a coin, penny, a quarter, a nickel or something on that plate of the big hamburger that he was holding, just to see if, like, next time we came to the restaurant, like the next week, if it had survived, if it was still there. And a lot of times they were, because you couldn't really see him. It was pretty high. Big boy was, I don't know how big those statues were, probably what, about 8 foot, 10 foot high, I would imagine. But that was a big boy thing. So we listed that bank right there. And what else do we got going on here? Here we go. I will show this. Picked this up at a sale that I went to here recently that Aaron, Rebel Junk, had let us know about. It was, you probably heard me talking about it. If you watch the Reseller Clickbait podcast with me and Corey from over at Grams and Pops, I was talking about going to the sale, and there was like the tornado. They made us all leave the building and go next door. But one of the items that I had picked up was a Texas Instruments, a TI 84 Plus Silver Edition. Very super clean. I did, clean it up, just some surface stuff, but the screen is super clean and is working. And I bought 2 of these. I paid $3 a piece for them. And I listed them, and I sold one of them the very next day for $39.99. And the day after that, I sold this one. I took a best offer for $35. I have them listed for $39.99, and I sold it for $35. And then the person got it and then put in a return for it. And the reasoning was for the return that it didn't fit. So I don't know if they were, trying to wear this thing or what the heck they were doing. But I was fully expecting, when they did the return, I was fully expecting to get one back that didn't work. Like they had one, so they did a return. But I got this back. I checked it out, and everything was working properly. It does look exactly like the one that I sent out. And so I refunded the money. I do have, free returns and refunds. So they were refunded that, and I am going to relist that one at $39.99, and I'm pretty sure it'll go pretty quickly. I used to get a ton out of these. You used to get like 60, 70, 80 bucks out of these, but market right now is about $40 that you'll see a few going a little higher. Yes, if you watch the most recent episode, I'm no longer doing the Reseller Clickbait podcast with Corey from Grams of Pops, but you also have to be mindful of the day that the episode came out, which was Monday. Yeah, maybe it didn't fit in his hand. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just like too big or there's several jokes in there, but we're going to keep this show adult. We're going to keep this show adult, above board. And but so that one's listed. So that's I cracked myself up. That was I'm going to look here. Those buyers will invent all types of excuses sometimes. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Again, I was fully expecting to get back a non-working unit where they were just exchanging something out, but it did work, and I did. Kim T is here. Good morning, Kim T. Hey, Kim, I'm actually listing today some of the items that I picked up when I was over at your place. I already listed this little guy right here a little bit earlier. And Jill is here. Hey, y'all. Jill is in the house. Jill is, I changed the day and time, but she did have a break today, but she is en route, or should be en route, to pick up a really cool item that we are going to auction off on that Whatnot raid train on Friday. And that one right there, Travel the US, Whatnot Midwest. She is picking up a really cool item that's going to be fun. That's kind of something up from her area, because we're both going to be doing the show together. And so we're going to tell a little bit about my area, tell a little bit about her area. Her area is a whole lot funner. It's a whole lot funner. There's a lot more fun stuff over in her area. And so, and everybody's saying hi to Jill and Roman and Kim, and everybody just saying hi there. So that should be pretty cool. How about, these are fun. Who remembers like the claymation show back? It was probably the 70s. Davy and Goliath. Who remembers Davy and Goliath from back? I don't know. It was a Saturday mornings, or I don't know when Davy and Goliath were on. But check these out. Davy and Goliath. They're bobbleheads, or they call them head knockers. Head knockers right here. But I've got a set here of Davy and Goliath right there. You could shake the box around there a little bit. I'm sure that's not annoying in the speaker, but these came from Jill's basement. She's had these for a long time, but very cool. Still in the boxes. Boxes have a little bit of shelf wear and stuff to them, but overall in pretty good shape. And Goliath, he doesn't have his like the inner plastic. There's like plastic, I don't know if you can see that's holding Davy in the box there. But let's see Goliath here, since he's not in the plastic. And it's pretty cool. They got their names on there. It's NECA brand is what these are, head knockers, and they are from 2002, so they are a vintage item right there. And Silver Hair Stacker knows who Davy and Goliath are. Some of you younger folks that are in here, you're not going to remember them probably. But that was kind of like my childhood. And that was, inspirational. And it was kind of like that claymation stuff, and inspirational messages and stuff. And, all the shenanigans and hijinks that Davy and Goliath would get into. And, hi, Jill. Yeah, Jill finally caught the show. She finally caught that. Yeah, those are good. So those are I'm going to sell them as a set. I see them individually, and I see them as sets. But I am going to do, I'm going to list these at $45 for the set of 2. I've seen some of them go for, around $30 an individual figure. I've seen some go for in the 50s and 60s for the set of 2. But, based on, some of them that were in the set of 2 were full. The packaging was complete and full and everything. But I'm going to list those at $45 and see what happens with that. Todd told me that David and Goliath are made of silver. I wish they were made of silver. I wouldn't be listing them for $45 for sure. Guess I'm in the younger folks category. You do not remember Davy and Goliath, Susan? Yeah, you are in the younger folks category. Yeah, it was exactly, Todd. It was kind of a Christian version of Gumby and Pokey. If you remember Gumby and Pokey. Now that was really old. And so it was pretty cool. Anastasia is here. Hi all. Anastasia B, good to have you here. My friend, that's a new name for me. I don't know that I've seen Anastasia in here before, but I appreciate you coming. We're trying to list, if this is your first time to the show, we're trying to list 10 items on this show out of my death pile. See if I can sell them. Well, I want to sell them anytime, but we're going to keep a tally throughout the week, see how many I can sell by next week's show. And if you follow me on Instagram, that SSKPromo, I put, the tally up. I put the sales, see if I'm winning, see if the death pile's winning. I consider out of the 10 items, if I can sell at least 6, I consider that a win. So if I can sell more than half, my record so far is I did sell 8 items one week, 8 out of the 10 in 1 week. And that was when I had listed a bunch of video games and such. Saw you on Whatnot. Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming over to the channel. I appreciate it. And if you're on Whatnot, I will look you up. Anastasia, is the Anastasia B? Is that your Whatnot name as well? I will give you a follow and definitely do that. I appreciate you coming over. It's time for me to go record my hour-long Marco Polo for our group. All right, Roman, if you are taking off, have a good day. I'm glad we caught you today. We didn't get you on a bins day. Anastasia Finds. I'm going to write that down. Anastasia Finds. And so I can go when I'm done here. I can go friend you. Spoiler alert. Yeah, Death Pile usually wins, and or a guest. If I have a guest on, the guest usually wins, or sometimes ties. But when the guests do win, they usually tear me up. I've literally prepared an entire dinner listening to your Marco Polos, Roman. That sounds like a lot of fun in that group. So wait, how many have I listed so far? See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So I've only listed 4 things already, or only. I guess that's what I'm saying. I've only listed 4 things. So let's do this one. Maybe while Roman is still here, Roman will think this is cool. So I had this right here that Jill had given me at one point. And just like this fabric, and I just figured it was some Cleveland Indians fabric that she had bought someplace. And so it's just kind of been sitting in the death pile, and I'm just kind of doing things that like what's up next in the death pile, and scattered in with a few new things that I've got. So I go and I open this up to see the full pattern of what the fabric is. Let me try to get it here. See if you guys will be able to see this. What it actually is. It is like a crafting project. Okay, it says at the top there, Major League Baseball apron by Fabric Traditions. So, let me see. Can you see that little graphic right there? Got this in my way. So, it is a pattern that you cut out and that you make. It's like a DIY sewing project right there. So there's the pattern got the big Chief Wahoo on there, which anytime I can get something Cleveland Indians with Chief Wahoo. And then, along the side are the straps that you would use for like around your neck or around your waist. So it's like a DIY sewing thing, and from 2002. And of course, they're not going to make these anymore because of it says the Cleveland Indians and not the Cleveland Guardians. And then it has like the instructions for what you want to do right there printed on that. And so I was very surprised to see that when I opened this up. I just thought it was a regular piece of material. And just shy of 20 bucks. I'm going to list that one for $18.99. I see one other listed for $19.99, so I'm going to undercut that just a little bit, see if I can get it moving along. I haven't seen really any solds on that one. Just I think because it's a little bit rare. Yeah, Indians have started the season good for sure. As long as they have Jose Ramirez, they will be in contention. For sure. I don't watch a lot of baseball. If I do, Indians are my team, and I try to follow along in the background. So was I. Jill, you were surprised too to see that it was an apron project. It just looked like a piece of old fabric. So $18.99. I'm gonna list that at, and see if that'll move along quickly. It's lightweight. Be a cool project for somebody that sews. Oh, speaking of projects and doing stuff, my cousin Susan that's here, she has a channel called Allegheny Roots, YouTube channel, and go over there and subscribe to her. She's trying to build her channel and get to, I think, like 100 subs by summertime. And she just did a video where she was crocheting an eclipse, like a coaster, like a sun eclipse coaster. Look, this is apparently how you crochet, how I do my hands like this, because she's just like lightning fast at it. But very good tutorial she did on that, and she does product reviews and stuff like that. So let me see here if I can find, if I know how to spell. Oh, you know what? I can go over here. I was going to try to find the... Oh, I know why. Because it starts with her first name. There we go. I found it right there. And I'm going to throw that in the chat right there. Go over, give my cousin a sub, check out a couple of her videos, hit the thumbs up, hit the likes. I would appreciate that. Kim T, learning from Roman with the chat. He's a little behind. Yes. Yes, there is a link there for Susan's channel. Kim, I am actually reading the comments currently from Ken's live from last year. I usually try to keep up as best I can. I have a manageable crowd though. I get a lot of the same folks that come in every week, and I appreciate that. And some new folks, like Anastasia B showed up there a little bit ago. Nicole finally getting to catch a Ken versus 10 show. But my chat is somewhat manageable. I don't have, Roman gets like throngs, if you will, throngs of people. He has a very lively chat that just, and he's trying to manage a guest and keep Lissa, Baubles, Blings, and Needful Things in line as well during the whole show. So he's managing a whole lot right there during his show. So if I get behind, I have no excuse. Usually it's when I'm trying to list something, which let's do that right now. Let's list something so we can get through this show. Okay, this is what is this that I'm doing? Oh, this is an item that came from Jill. It is brand new in the bag. It is by JanSport. JanSport, it's a big, like a tote bag, weekender bag. You could probably put crafts in there. It's got zippered pockets in the front. It's got zippered compartment in there, brand new. And then, the sides you can caps on it where you can, kind of expand the bag a little bit. Nice big kind of a duffel tote. I'm not sure where Jill even got that. I don't know why I throw that stuff behind me when I'm still talking about it. But I've seen about $30, even, brand new, about $30 on the JanSport. They call that a Neapolitan, kind of like the ice cream. You got your chocolate, your vanilla, and your your strawberry, hints of strawberry in there. And so the Neapolitan polka dot JanSport totes duffel craft travel weekender bag, about 23 by 15, with a 6-inch gusset in the bottom. Kim's well behind in the chat. I got in the truck and just realized I missed it. And Angie is here. Angie, perfectly blessed, is here. Last week, Angie also had her first Whatnot show, and she did great. It was well attended. I won a giveaway. Oh, this was fun. So I think Angie's show was on Thursday, if I'm correct, Angie. Her show was on Thursday, and I won a giveaway prize, which I just got yesterday. I want a giveaway prize in her Whatnot, and then when I did my show on Friday night, Angie won a prize from me. So that was cool. And so looking forward to seeing some more shows come out of Angie. There, it was fun to watch, well attended, made some good sales. I think, Angie, how would you say is your got to go get my to my next class. Have fun, everyone. I'll catch you next on the replay. All right, Susan, have a good day. Susan is a school teacher, and so she was on her lunch break. She doesn't usually get to participate because she would be in class when I had the show on Thursdays, and unless I ran the show long and it got after afternoon where her lunchtime was, so she was able to join us today, and that's really cool. You do notice, when you do the lives like this and stuff, got to keep hydrated. Doing that Whatnot show, we were on for like 2 hours on that show. Jill and I were, and it seemed like it was 10 minutes. It seemed like it just everything like went by so quick. And I looked up at the clock and I was like, we started at like 5 o'clock, and I looked up and it was like 10 after 7. I'm like, there's no possible way it's 10 after that. We've been on here for 2 hours talking. Still not as long as Roman's Marco Polo videos, as I've been seeing here in the chat. Anastasia is on lunch break too. Well, I'm glad you're. What are you having for lunch? What are you having for lunch? The chat wants to know. Actually, I'm not saying another word until I find out what Anastasia is having for lunch. First show. Oh, see, I'm talking. I can't help it. Not a teacher though. It came yesterday too. First show was great. Second show was okay. Yeah, I had talked about that earlier. The first show, you get a lot of support from the community and the friends, and you put it out there, and then you kind of have to build. You have to build on your own from there. Hopefully you hooked some people in and are going to come back and bookmark all your stuff and come back and check it out. But yeah, it'll be a build from there, from this point. Just having a salad for lunch today. Is it one of them froofy salads where they put fruit, nuts, and all that stuff on it? Or is it like I like it? Basically just some lettuce, some onions. I like lettuce, onions, maybe some croutons, a little bit of cheese, possibly some ham bits on there, some dressing. What's your favorite salad dressing? Let's take a poll right now. What's your favorite salad dressing? I'll start. I like the kind of the red dressings. I like a Catalina. I like the orange, like a French dressing or something. I usually fall into the reds. call my bluff. Yeah. I did you notice that I was already talking before it came up to the salad? Are good for someone who wants to fall asleep fast. Yeah, that's what you're working on. Yeah, it's going to be a grind there. You know, if we're really going to make some, I'm doing it again for the fun of it. And if I can make a few extra dollars, that's great. Western for Kim, Thousand Island for Amanda, balsamic on Anastasia's having the balsamic, Italian for, I figured you for a Russian dressing. I don't know why, Roman. You know, but you're multifaceted. You're an international kind of guy. Balsamic as well for Nicole. Thousand Island for Roman also likes that. Get your sinuses going. Yes, for sure. With the vinegar and the balsamic. Oh, and Jake weighing in for the first time. He's coming in strong with garlic mayo on his salad. Nice to see you, Jake. Raspberry walnut vinaigrette is always a good. I did a homemade raspberry vinaigrette one time we had like a dinner for a friend's birthday, and I was in charge of like the salad, like the appetizers and salad, and I homemade it from scratch. I'm not a cook. Here's a fun fact. Russian dressing is not used in Russia. They are mayo people. How about that? Full-time Flippers is a French or a ranch. Russian dressing is ranch. I don't like it anymore. Yeah, see, we're learning. We're learning too. We're learning everything. Working 9 to 5 and lurking. I like lurkers. I like lurkers. I like people that are in the chat. I love everybody. Used to put mayo on everything. I like mayo. Now, are you like a Hellman's, like a real mayonnaise guy, or are you a Kraft Miracle Whip, which is, you know, not really mayonnaise, but it's kind of falls into that same category. And my mother is a ranch fan, and Alicia is here. Good morning, Alicia. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Next week, Alicia, on the show. Next week, I'm just doing a straightforward 10 versus 10 this week, but right here, and we're going to put this to the test. Look at this. Can you see this gold circle right here? I don't know if that's in there. It says that it's America's #1 macaroni and cheese. Well, the Kraft Corporation has something to say about that. So does Ken. But we're reviewing Bob Evans at the request or the suggestion of Alicia next week. Russian food looks like it is straight out of the 1960s and 70s cookbooks. Whip, the Miracle Whip is a joke. It does have a little bit like of a tangier flavor, and I guess it depends on what you're doing. I don't mind Miracle Whip on like a sandwich. We're making like a lunch meat sandwich, or you got some ham and some turkey on there. I don't mind Miracle Whip, but usually I'm gonna buy straight mayo myself. Next time I meet you, I will bring Russian mayo. There are different kinds. Interesting. Bob Evans make good mashed potatoes, so I imagine it has to be decent. Yeah, no spoiler alerts. Ken here on the show. I don't want to give up any spoilers on the review next week. You'll just have to tune in next week at my new time, Wednesdays at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And you will get to see Hellman's, Duke's, or Great Value. Usually I'm going to go straight for the Hellman's. I think right now I have a bottle of Kraft mayo. If you're pitching the Kraft Corporation, to try to send some money your way, you got to use their products. But it's like in one of those squirt bottles. It was convenient. It's small. It fits in the refrigerator in the thing real easy rather than a big old jar. So Hellman's definitely, says Angie. You got to do Hellman's. Let's get something that I got from Kim T's house. How about this beauty right here? Samsonite. I don't know if you can see that. It is a Samsonite. This is probably from like the 60s, late 60s, 70s. What they call like it's a hard shell, like a train case or a vanity case. Let me pull this up right here. The beauty part about, well, if I can get it open here with my one hand. Now I can't get the thing open. There we go. The beauty thing about this, Kim, do you remember what this thing looked like when I pulled it out of the garage? It had like whatever that stuff was, something that had like fallen down from the ceiling. It wasn't bird droppings or anything like that, but dusty, dirty thing, cleaned up beauty. The cool part about it is it has the tray. Oh wait, can I get myself in here? In the mirror? I'm looking at me in the mirror. Oh, if I show that around, you can see how cruddy the rest of my room is. But it does have the tray in there and the key for the lock. A lot of times when you see these listed or when you're at the yard sales and stuff, they'll just have like this case and it doesn't have the tray in it anymore. But this has the tray in the case. It's a Samsonite. You probably can't see that. Saturn 400. A little bit of a stain right there. But overall, this thing is in beautiful condition. Vintage, hard shell, Samsonite train case. And I'm going to list that for about 40 bucks. $39.99. Buyer paying shipping on that. That's a little bit high. Most of them sell around 30 to 35. I did up mine just a little bit. I'm not going to take offers right away on this just because it has the key and the tray and the mirror is intact. I might be able to list it for a little bit more than that, but I want to move stuff along. So if I can, might have been able to do 45, something like that. Yeah, might have been paint chips. It did clean up very nice. Growing up, Chad says, growing up, my mother only bought Miracle Whip. It wasn't until I was an adult and moved out that I learned that Miracle Whip wasn't real mayo. I felt betrayed. Yeah, sometimes parents can do that. They can keep life's secrets from you. She probably thought she was protecting you, Chad, really, from, the perils of going down that straight, mayo path. Once you've had the first taste, you can't turn back to the grind. Anastasia, thank you for stopping. If you're still in here, definitely going to hit you up on Whatnot, and give you a follow and check out some of your shows. Mother had that exact same Samsonite. Oh, item secured. Jill has picked up a very cool item that we are going to be auctioning off from her local area. We're going to be on that raid train on, I'll throw this down here as well. On that raid train on this Friday at 6:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Part of that raid train on Whatnot. I'm in the pink area right there. They got West, Midwest, North, and South. It's going to be cool. It's like all day. It's like all day for 4 days. They're featuring all of the different areas in the United States. Whatnot sellers, you get 20 minutes to kind of introduce yourself, tell who you are, what you're doing on Whatnot, give away some stuff. Samsonite, I was way off. Dumb and Dumber. Yes. Yeah, remember that Angie's grandmother had one of those. My mother had one as well. Patrick Murphy, Office Patrick, is here. Why, yes, hello, panel chat. Sneaking in to say hi and light up that thumbs up in the chat. You remember the commercial for Samsonite, I think was the gorilla. Yeah, the gorilla was tossing around the Samsonite, you know, how strong it was. Nothing but Hellman's in my macaroni salad. My mother's macaroni salad is famous around there. I'll put my mother's macaroni and salad up against your mother's macaroni and salad every day. And my mother will fist fight you for the king of, or the queen of macaroni and cheese. Or no, macaroni salad. What the heck am I talking about? I have no clue. Yeah. Oh, 6:18. 6:18 is the time that my show starts. I put 6:20 in there, but the raid starts at 6:20. Anyway, that Samsonite train case is going for $40. I put that up there, and that is listed. I've got 3 more things that I need to list. How about this right here? Armo Gear. I'm pointing to the wrong side all the time. Armo Gear rechargeable laser battle game. This is still brand new, sealed. Jill picked this up on Whatnot from Ray, Nashville Flippers. He was having a show. She picked this up. This is a complete set, 4 guns, 4 vests, 4 accessory scopes, and the charging station. Still brand new, sealed in the box. Still brand new, sealed. And I am going to list that for $125. Yeah, it is laser tag. It is laser tag. Has 150-foot shot range. Flashlight, vibration, playtime of 2 hours. It's got a human voice. I guess is compared to what? A AI generated voice? I don't know. Invisible mode, 4 guns and vests, weapons mode, 14 mode, still brand new, sealed, rechargeable. I'm going to list that at $124.99. It'll sell all day long for $100 for $99.99. I have seen some that went for as high as 150, 145, 150. And a lot of them right around 110. So I'm going to go a little bit on that higher side and list it. See if I can move that along. I can always, can take offers on that. And I'm going to I'm coming up with a new strategy, I think, for how I'm going to be listing stuff on eBay as far as it. I'm not going to kind of go into it all yet, but duration of how long it's up before I start taking offers. I usually take offers right out of the gate. In certain items, I still will do that. But when I take offers, when I start promoting things, I usually promote everything right out of the gate. I think I'm going to do some of that. And then the duration that I'm going to let something sit on eBay before I try to sell it on Whatnot. Because, the values of stuff that you get on Whatnot are significantly less than what you can get on eBay. But I think if I can get this over time, and it's going to take, a few months or whatever to kind of get this whole cycle going of how I want to list things to maximize my value out of them, but then also move them along later on. If they're not selling, if they're not getting attention, if they're not getting watchers, a bigger ticket item like that, I'm probably not going to put to Whatnot right away, but eventually it will go there if it sits for long enough. I used those laser guns outside on geese and they started chasing it. Roman will try anything. Did you put a little vest on them? Did you go harness them around on the vest and then shoot them with that? That's interesting. Two more. Oh, I was at a church sale. I went over to Jill's area one day, and she kind of got held up during her day. And so I had some time. There was a church sale that had started on Thursday, and this was like Friday, so a lot of stuff had been picked over so far. But I had some time to kill, so I went and checked out the sale, and I found this right here. This is a, well, the tag is Northwest Company. This made in Spain is where these were. Very cool throw. I'll see if I can open this up some so that you can see it. It's like a tapestry sort of a throw. And if you're a football fan and you happen to be in the San Francisco Bay Area, or just a fan in general, 49ers, got the big SF San Francisco logo on there. Really cool. Like, if you can see that two-tone fringe, there's like black, white, gold on this side, and then red, gold, and white on the other edge. Very cool. It's about 50 some inches, 51 by 45 if you measure out to the fringe and stuff. Oh, I thought this was the Kim and Jill show for a minute. Well, no, I do occasionally find stuff on my own. But I'm going to list that about $50, $49.99 with the buyer paying shipping. This sale was one of those ones where you pay like it's just by donation. And I don't know what I pay, what I would pay for that if I was at some. I also bought, that was the same sale. I also bought the Tony Orlando and Dawn's Greatest Hits album. And I forget what else I bought, but I have it figured out that I have about maybe $5 in that blanket. I'm going to list it for $50, and boom, there it goes. It is listed. So yeah, occasionally Jill, Kim, I do find stuff on my own. I'm a halfway decent picker, I guess you would say. I mean, I do well. I find cool stuff that I like. I do know that when I'm at the sales, I probably pass by a lot of stuff that I should have picked up after doing reselling, for this long. But things catch my eye, things that I'm interested in, things that I want to get. Now, that might change a little bit, trying to, do a whatnot platform as well. But eBay is always going to be my main platform that I sell on. So I'm looking for those items that, as we all do, buy low, sell high, get a good profit out of them. And that's it. So I'm going to list the last one. This also, okay, I just got done with that whole spiel, and then I got to tell you that I got this item from Kim. Very cool. Saw this sitting on a stand in the basement area. The bar is open, lighted sign. It's a corded lighted sign, got the switch down there. Clock in it. The clock works, keeps time. It's about that thin, and it's meant for hanging on a wall. It doesn't sit very well because of the switch, so it's meant to hang on the wall. Was in good shape. Needed just a little bit of cleanup, just a general wipe down like you would anything. And working. I am going to be listing that at $89.99 is what I am listing that light out. Joe, probably why he gave me homework for my basement. Yeah, Kim, today is Wednesday, so you got a couple of days left to clean up an area, even a small area. I gave Kim homework. I'm trying to have, she's an aspiring reseller, and she has a lot of stuff that's kind of disorganized. And we talked about, getting some of that stuff organized and starting to look at it. Yeah, it is vintagey. It is, I think it's around 60s, 70s era. made in the USA. So, you know, not many products you find are made in the USA. eBay is my main, but I have 3 storage buildings to empty, so Whatnot is my friend, I hope. Yes, for sure. It will be a good way to move inventory along that's you know, decent stuff that has some value, but maybe when you have those big storage units full of stuff, you have very little money in them, and a few extra bucks is better than no bucks. It's better than sitting. I've always said that. I've always said that a few extra bucks is better than no bucks. Right? Am I right? Isn't that the classic reseller thing that one would say? Yeah, it is very cool. He just said disorganized. Yeah, I heard him that too. Isn't that was a fair way to put that, right, Kim? That your stuff is just a little bit disorganized. It needs to be organized. And once it's organized, then you'll be able to look through there. Ken, life organizer, if your life is out of control, call Ken. Making sense out of chaos. Act now. Limited spaces available. Yes. Boy, I tell you, Patrick, I'm not so sure that I'm really the guy that you want to, because if we, you know, this is a do as I say, not as I do situation. Because I'm a little bit disorganized myself. I've got stuff everywhere, especially when Jill came over the other day with like carload. She sent home a whole carload. I brought home a whole carload. And there was just stuff everywhere in my office out in the garage where I work. But yeah, hey, I'll put together a life organization class. I can get your life in order. I can get your life in order a whole lot quicker than I can get my life in order. So we are listing that right there. And that is 10. That is 10 items. 10 versus 10. New day. New time. Same Ken. Same disorganized Ken. I was once addicted to crack and cocaine. Once I met Ken, I am not. I am now CEO of a Fortune 500 company. See, I turned Patrick's life around. I can turn yours around too. Let Jill save all that stuff until Chris comes up there again. Chris, you would be absolutely amazed. You go to her basement, the stuff that she just pulls out and goes, oh, what do you think of this? She's like, oh, I just have this sitting around. I just have, you know, these things. There is so much stuff out there, you know. Well, again, you know, she's got the Davy and Goliath sitting down there. Just sitting there. I don't know. Oh yeah, Chris, I'll have stuff for you. I tell you, and she's not lying, Chris. She's already been saying like, oh well, this is for Chris, and it's like, wait a minute, you're dividing up your pile amongst other resellers now. All of a sudden, I know I can't get to it all. Need to build a garage like you did, and a garage, and then Kim built a garage. For her garage, she built a bigger garage for her regular garage so that her regular garage could, you know, go over to the big garage for like play dates and stuff like that. And I don't know what they played. Like they just played hide. Like they never played hide and seek because nobody really went and found the stuff after it was hid. It's just all there in the disorganization. How about that? That's the way that I'm putting it. So yeah. And then I think you build another garage because they all got lonely. Yes, everything does have a story. Everything that Jill pulls out has a story. Okay, I can be done. Mike is finished with his video edit. Go check out. So let me do this here, Mike. I'm gonna put you in as a moderator. Go grab your channel link. Put it in here so that everybody can go check out Go Snow and Ms. Cat on their channel. So yeah, I can end the show. I've been just killing time. Really, I had nothing to say. All of this stuff I could have listed real quick, but I wanted for Snow to get his video edited and ready. I wonder what we could do to the JG Wentworth jingle here. Call 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. Call J. If you have a structured settlement and you need that money now, call KB rather than JG Wentworth. KB, give me your worth. KB, give me your worth. I'll take care of it. I'll keep your money for it. I'll keep it right here. Front pocket, right hand front pocket. That's where I'll keep your money, Patrick. You know, Angie's in here. Got to go make a shipping run now. Yep, that's what I'm doing right after this show. I boxed up my stuff this morning. I got just a couple sales this morning. And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go to the post office, drop off those packages, and then running some errands. I got to go to Walmart, and I got to go to a couple other places. So my life's in chaos. Call SSKPromo now. SSKPromo. Yeah, I'll have to work on that. I have to get the cadence right. That's great. Everybody, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. New day, new time. Ken versus 10. I appreciate everybody being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. If you do watch Whatnot, if you follow Whatnot, if you're on Whatnot, check out that raid train. I think starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all weekend. Again, I am on 6:20 p.m. Eastern time. Angie, you may have left already. Are you part of the raid train for the Midwest, or did I already ask that question? And what he can't fix, you can schedule with Jill. There you go. We're a package. Jill and I are a package team. If I can't get you organized, Jill will scramble your brain for you and get you. Oh, you're in the South. Oh no, South was full. Okay. Yeah, Jill keeps saying it is 6 to 18, but that's when I'll come on. But you'll probably be watching 411 Joni. 411 Joni comes on right before me, and then I raid into Evolving Farmhouse, Terry, and that'll be cool. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for participating, for hanging out with me today. I might even go pick up a couple of different salad dressings that I learned about today on there. And I don't know, just enjoy the afternoon. Stay safe, and we will see you next week on Ken versus 10.